Hi everybody, today's video is on the D-45. So you guys have heard me say this, but back around the turn of the century, Martin had prices on stuff that related to the model number. So for $18 you could buy any guitar made of mahogany. For $28 you could buy any guitar made of rosewood. So that's where the D18, the size, the O18, where the model designation 18 is always mahogany, and then 28, any 2 series, is always rosewood. You'll see companies like Collings, if they make a 1 series, those are always mahogany, and any 2 series are always rosewood. When you get into the 3 series, it usually means deluxe. But back in the day, you either had 18 bucks or 28 bucks, which was a lot of money. And if you had a lot of money, $45, I mean, if you got it, $45 would get you a 45 level. And for that, you got pearl trim everywhere. Now, everywhere meaning here and here and here and on the back. So even next to the heel there, you get all that pearl trim that comes in, right? So the thing about 45s is it's always been the luxury item. D45s started in 1931. The first one was made for Gene Autry. Gene Autry was a super famous star. He wrote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He wrote a bunch of Christmas songs and wrote a bunch of hits. He was, as some person said to me, the Michael Jackson of his day. I am actually wearing a jacket that used to belong to Gene Autry, and I'll show you. And they made it because Gene Autry, being such a mega star, wanted something that was really splashy. So he wanted a 45 level dreadnought. The dreadnought was relatively new at that point in time. It was early 30s. The next D45 actually sold to someone in Milwaukee. And they made 91 D45s total. It was always this thing that people aspired to. So when Neil Young, David Crosby, when they chased, and when they got money from that first record, they chased 45s. To find a 45 level Martin was always a big deal. They're expensive guitars. Now, they don't put pearl on bad wood, so they wouldn't say, hey boss, I'm gonna make a 45 and I'm gonna spend weeks and weeks and weeks putting those little blocks of inlay all over the guitar, front and back. Can I have wood from the cheap pile? No. No, they're only going to find the finest woods. It's true, and as somebody, I've heard me say this before, I have visited factories where they said, no, we don't polish turds. In other words, we don't embellish and add all this to bad wood. It's always book-matched, choicest woods. And sometimes when you're getting the choicest woods, it's not just the way they look. We've been to the Martin factory where they'll take spruce tops and put them in front of a huge light to see how they are. They're going to measure them for their tension to see if they're sturdy. There's a variety of factors that go into choosing a piece of wood that will resonate. This happens to be a 2020 D45, and I'm going to show you a close-up of that right now and the detail on it, and then I'll continue talking. In 2018, Martin did forward shifted and scalloped bracing just like they had done prior to 1938. The bracing in these post-2018 D45s, the bracing is closest to the original pre-war D45s that anything has been. And so what you automatically get fantastic, and these are heirloom quality guitars. What we have on this one is an upgrade to Waverly tuners. Gold Waverly tuners are like $700. They fit in the exact same holes as what they offered this guitar with, but the gearing on Waverly tuners is generally superior to gearing on other tuners, whether they be Asian made or German made. The Waverlys are some of the finest tuners you can buy, and they are not cheap. So the previous owner to this upgraded this for you, which means you have a better gear ratio and you can sneak up on those things that are slightly out of tune a little bit. So the D-45 is the finest guitar that Martin has made. These generally stay in families for generations. We do have this used one from 2020, and we're just really happy to see it. And those of you that didn't see it on the website, maybe you didn't catch it, I just wanted to point this out, and I'm going to run a camera over this so you can see the fine wood in the neck, the fine wood here. It's going to be the finest ebony. The big block inlays are really cool, and even on the slightest touch, it just rubbles. It's just such a great guitar. So really a great guitar. So there we go. There is my video on the D-45, and yes, I am wearing the Singing Cowboy's coat. It's true. Go figure. We're the same size. He's a little bigger than I was, so there you go. All right, that's all for now. We'll see you the next time we see you. Go back to what you're doing.